Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we are talking start and sit videos for the tight end position for week 5. Now, of course, this is always full PPR or half PPR. And of course, if it's tight end premium or standard, hit us up in the comments down below. We'll be able to help you guys out with those things. There are 4 teams on a bye, so make sure you guys are paying attention. You've got the Browns, Buccaneers, Chargers, and Seahawks. So some decent tight ends, nothing super crazy, but they will be on a bye, so you've got to account for that. Now, these are your obvious start at the tight end position. I've got 4 tight ends here. Sam Laporta is probably the one that most people are probably surprised by, but he has done a great job so far for Detroit. And there's rumors of Amon-Ra not possibly playing this weekend, which is going to be obviously an even bigger value for Sam Laporta. So again, I have him as an obvious start. Now, the first tight end I recommend as a start this week is Darren Waller versus the Dolphins. Waller has been disastrous so far this season. He looked great in preseason, so much hype. He was targeted heavily, and then the season started. Unfortunately, Giants' offense is horrendous. Daniel Jones looks very average, can't get to Waller at all. The offensive line is just allowing sacks to happen left and right, so there's no time for even plays to develop. This has to be the week, though, for Waller. Dolphins allow 11.65 points a game to tight ends and 6 targets as well. This has to be it. This is going to be a game where they're going to be playing behind Miami. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. Hopefully, they can protect Daniel Jones to at least get some passes down the field. So this might be a redemption game for Waller where he finally has a decent game. Otherwise, at this point, Waller most likely will start riding the waiver wire until otherwise. Another tight end I like this week is Jonnu Smith versus the Texans. Yes, I am talking Jonnu Smith. I'm sure you guys aren't surprised I'm not talking Kyle Pitts. And if you want to start Kyle Pitts, you're more than welcome. But unfortunately, the way this offense is playing out for Atlanta, they're using Jonnu heavily because he's a great run blocker, and he's been able to take advantage of that. Jonnu has seen 7 targets a game in the last 3 games so far. He's had a big game against the Jags in London with 15 points. Again, facing a Texans team that's allowing 11 points a game to tight ends and 6 targets. He's really become Desmond Ridder's security blanket as long as Desmond Ridder's still the quarterback. Jonnu Smith right now is the tight end you should be owning and starting if you need to. Another tight end I like this week is going to be Tyler Higbee versus the Eagles. Eagles so far have allowed 15 points a game to the tight end position. Now, that is a little bit skewed. That was a big game by TJ Hawkinson and Hunter Henry. Other than that, they have actually done a pretty good job against the tight end. But the Eagles still struggle against the pass. There's definitely some secondary issues. Their linebackers are okay. They're having some issues. I think Fletcher Cox is going to miss this weekend. They still have the rookie in Jalen Carter, though, so that's not going to be a huge one. But I still think Higbee's got some opportunities. Higbee will have Cooper Kupp back. He's expected to play this weekend. So there are some targets that might diminish a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be huge. I think he's still going to get 5 to 7 targets in the game, allowing him to hit really double digits. And realistically, if you're getting double digits out of your tight end, unless you have Travis Kelce or Hawkinson, it's a pretty good week for you realistically, let's be honest. Now, as far as the first sit, I've got Hunter Henry versus the Saints. Saints have done a great job against the tight end, only allowing 6 points a game and keeping them under 40 yards as well. Henry started great the first 2 weeks, but the Patriots offense has struggled, and Mac Jones does not look good at all. He is struggling to find his weapons. He's struggling to find Hunter Henry. He just does not look great. Unless something changes, this is a really tough matchup defensively. The Saints have done a really good job on the defensive side. That's what they've been known for the last few years. So realistically, this is a team that I'm not putting in any really offensive players. Hunter Henry is one of them. Another tight end I'm sitting this week is going to be Evan Ingram versus the Bills. Buffalo's defense has been great. Milano looks great. The secondary has done a good job against tight ends, holding them to 5.2 points a game and under 30 yards in the air. On top of that, Trevor Lawrence has not played to the level he was last year, or even week 1, he looked pretty good. Ingram will continue to be a security blanket for Trevor Lawrence, but with Ridley, Kirk, Zay, Etienne, I mean, there's still so many weapons for this Jaguars offense that realistically the target share isn't quite as big of a deal like it was last year. And unfortunately, this defense and the lack of targets, Evan Ingram should be sitting. Now, the last tight end you should sit this week is Dallas Goedert versus the Rams. At this point, Goddard is almost droppable. He has not played well at all. He has yet to hit 100 yards in 4 games, 100 yards. Philly hasn't looked great on offense consistently. You'll have one player who looks really good, like A.J. Brown might go off or Devonta Smith might go off. But realistically, as a whole, the offense doesn't look very good. So, and with that said, Dallas Goedert is the one who hasn't looked good at all in any of those games. And the Rams are holding tight ends to 7.1 points and 50 yards a game. Unless you're desperate, I'm sitting Goddard this week. Now, my sleeper of the week is Zach Ertz versus the Bengals, since he has allowed 11.8 points a game to the tight end and now faces Ertz, who has seen 7.5 targets a game. He hasn't scored yet, but he is seeing a lot of opportunities in the air. Hurts is essentially the first option in this Cardinals offense for Dobbs, and he's become really a security blanket. Besides the one game that Zach Ertz had 2 targets, he's seeing about 9 targets a game, which is huge. So just because of the volume and options that he's going to really get his way, Zach Ertz is definitely a sleeper and almost a must start. So those are my start sits and sleepers for week 5. If you guys do have questions for your lineups or even trades or anything like that, hit us up in the comments down below. We'll be glad to help you guys out with those questions. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We'll be doing a jersey giveaway soon as we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. So again, thank you guys so much. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys hit the like button. Check out our other start and sit videos, running back, wide receiver, and quarterback, to help you guys with your lineup. Don't forget, there is a 9:30 a.m. Eastern game, the Bills and Jaguars London game. So make sure you guys are paying attention to any injury reports and getting your lineups ready for that. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and I'll check you guys out next time.